Hello, friends. Mr. Hank here. And today I'm going to make a few shocking confessions. These are things you probably are not going to want to hear, but they're things I am going to speak about today. And stay tuned through this entire set of confessions because I assure you the last one will shock you. I want to start out by telling you that I have not been to Disneyland since 1992. And I remember that date, 1992. It was a summer, August 1992. I remember that date because that was just shortly after the B-52's album, Good Stuff, had been released. And I remember that because a friend of mine that I went to, who was an employee of Disneyland and got us in for free, had just purchased the Good Stuff album on CD. And we listened to it on our drive to Disneyland. My response to that album was very lukewarm. I didn't think it quite had the same energy as some of their earlier albums. It was still okay, but it was lukewarm. Anyhow, 1992 was the last time I had been to Disneyland. I haven't been there since, so we're talking 25 years now. Go figure. Okay, now I want to let you know that I have a fear of the color purple. Why? I don't know. But every time I see purple, I start to get nervous inside. I get warm. My body temperature goes up. I shake. And I get nervous for some reason. I don't know why. But the color purple does scare me. Mind you, I loved the movie The Color Purple. That was a great movie. Whoopi Goldberg, outstanding job. She should have won the Academy Award. The movie should have won the Academy Award. But yes, I have a fear of the color purple. Next, I have never in my entire life had a pet. Oh, I had a goldfish, but I've never had a cat or a dog. I'm not a pet person. I don't care, I don't really, and you're not going to like me for this, but I don't like cats and I don't like dogs. They bother me. I'm allergic to them. I just don't need them in my life. I'm sorry to say that, people, to those of you that are cat and dog lovers, but yeah, that's me. I have never had a pet. Never. This one's getting a little deep, but sometimes I cry because I feel my family ending. Yes, it's that cycle of life. I'm getting to that point in my life where I do feel, the family ending. I've experienced in the past 7, 8 years the passing of a cousin, the passing of another aunt, and the passing of my father. And as each day goes by, as each year goes by, I just feel as if my family is being ripped and torn away from me. Life as I had always known it growing up, it's not the same. It is different now. Sometimes that hurts. But I will make it through because I do know that this is life. I was a singer. I was a singer in a rock and roll band. Yes, I was. Back throughout the 80s, 1980s, 1990s. I actually started as early as the 1970s when I was a teenager. And then it continued to evolve. And by the 1990s, early 1990s, things were really starting to happen. Got into a band that was actually very good, excellent musicians. Worked with this guy named Jerry. We wrote songs together. He was a great drummer, great guitarist, great musician all the way around. Really knew how to arrange a song. And as things started to happen, college radio, playing our songs. As a matter of fact, at pretty much all the college radios that played our songs, we were the most requested music on campus. There were record companies, local record companies, that were showing interest. I had done a few radio interviews with disc jockeys and stuff. And as things really started to advance and look like we were going places, I became this whole different person. Even I didn't like the person I was. I was extremely competitive. I had to make sure that we had the biggest crowd at any nightclubs that we played. And we did. We had bigger crowds than all the other bands. I worked hard for that. I had to make sure that we got more advertisement than any of the other bands, and all the local newspapers and music magazines and stuff. And we got a lot of press and stuff. But I was super, super, super competitive. And I had to be the star of the show, period. My ego did grow quite a bit, and I became very hard to be around. The band I worked with, especially the other leader, we just could not get along. And I went crazy. I'll be honest, I went crazy. And that band split just as things were happening. It split. I could have went places, and after that band split, I tried to get something else together, but I guess my heart just wasn't into it. And I think that's a good thing, because if I would have continued with this, I don't think I would be sitting here today. And last, when I was a child, let me just say, I've always been left-handed. Well, I was born left-handed. But when I was a child, my parents convinced me, even though I wrote with my left hand and did everything with my left hand, they told me I was actually right-handed. They convinced me that my left hand was my right hand. I mean, I saw all the other kids in school writing with the right hand, and they said, yeah, that is their right hand, but your right hand is on the other side. I believed them. They even had my school teacher in on this. They had my school teacher telling me, yeah, that is your right hand, Rick. It's a little bit different. Your right hand is on the other side, but it is your right hand, and you are just like all the other kids in school. And I believed this for many, many years. Finally, when I was around 17 or 18, I realized, oh, wait a minute. That's my left hand, not my right hand. And when I realized that, I was completely devastated. It sent me into this, how can we say, mental shock. And my entire senior year of high school, I did not speak to anybody. I couldn't, because I felt as if I had been living a lie all my life, living a lie as a right-handed person when I was actually left-handed. But I have healed from that, and I accept the fact that my left hand is actually my left hand, not my right hand. Anyhow, friends, it's been nice spending time with you, and I will be seeing you very soon. Have a good day.